Hey, welcome back. I know I have been MIA, but I got a little sick last week. There's something going around. I had a high fever and congestion. Otherwise, I would have did, a review last week. But here we are. We are back with review of episode 8. So I'm not going to go in any particular order with, my notes. I'm just going as I go, what have. So we open up with Hillary and Lamarcus telling Will and Carlton that they want them to be the best men at their wedding, which I figured that was going to be the case, you know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't look like Lamarcus has any family on the show besides his parents. I don't see any siblings or best friends or something that come around. So I can't wait to... I haven't seen episode 9 and 10 yet. They're out. So I don't know if the wedding is coming and something's going to happen. I don't know yet. So we're just going over this particular episode. So we're going to come back to that. So the bulk of this episode is about the whole arson situation at the construction site. And, Jazz was a part of it, but he wasn't trying to set anything on fire. He was just trying to, break some glass, just do some vandalism, but not arson. I think arson takes the charges up a step higher, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not really into law or anything, but I'm just assuming setting something on fire versus spray painting something. So yeah. So Will, he was about to join Jazz because we saw at, I think, the end of episode 6 or 7. He had the little ski mask with him. And he was going to join Jazz, but he decided not to, which I'm so glad he didn't, but he still knows some things. So Omar, the developer, and Lisa's dad, who is a DA, they come to Uncle Phil's house to talk about the incident. And Carlton told Uncle Phil and Vivian, well, Will was at the meeting. I don't think he knew that at the time, if Will knew anything. So they get there and Will's denying stuff. Well, yeah, I came to drop off some Black Says shirts and they were just having a little meeting and everything like that. And they're pretty much like, well, if you see anything, let us know and all that. Carlton corners him later on in the episode and it's like, something, tell me. Will tells him. Carlton says, either you tell my dad or I will. I feel like Will is in a real tough spot, right? Now, if you think about it, he met Jazz when he moved to Bel-Air, so it's not like Jazz is his lifelong friend, but that is his boy, for the past, 3 seasons. And then also on top of that, with that being Jazz's family business, it's been in the family, it has some historical things to it, and Will is... I guess you could say conscious, in that area. So it's hard to, I feel for him. I really want to see what's going to happen with him in this whole situation. Now, if I was in Carlton's shoes, I probably would tell Will to either tell my dad or I will, because that's his dad. His neck is on the line because he's related to someone who is friends with someone who took place in this arson. That's his client. It's a lot of business pleasure mixed things, or not pleasure, but business and personal things mixed together. So I can get where Carlton's coming from, and I can get where Will's coming from when it comes to that. So we move on to something, and this is a good topic to discuss. I'm glad that shows are talking about this type of stuff. Lisa tells Aunt Viv she is overwhelmed. She has swimming practice. She works at the country club with Carlton and Will, and she's helping with her baby brother because she says her stepmom, sometimes she's with it, sometimes she's not. Her dad, he's a DA or whatever, so he's doing all that kind of stuff. So she's overwhelmed with the baby. And so Vivian goes to her dad, Lisa's dad, and talks to him, suggesting that his wife is probably dealing with postpartum depression. He gets all defensive, and a lot of people don't believe in that, but I'm glad they touched on that this episode because that is a real thing. When I had my daughter, I don't think I had that. thinking back, I think I just had the regular lack of sleep from waking up every few hours to feed her and stuff like that. But it's a real deal. It's a real thing. Like, if you Google cases, there are cases where women have murdered their children in a postpartum psychotic thing going on. When you're pregnant, your hormones are everywhere. And hormones, a lot of people don't know this, are responsible a lot for how you act, how you receive things emotionally. So hopefully even though he got kind of defensive with Vivian, I hope that he took into heart what she's saying, because it's not Lisa's job. I understand that's her little brother, but she's a teenager. She's a child herself. That's not her job to be juggling him. Plus going to school. Well, it's summertime now, but school will start eventually. Juggling her little brother. Dealing with the mom's got postpartum. The dad's not there. He's always working. She's working at the country club. Like, that's a lot for a kid. And that's not fair to her. You see what I'm saying? So I hope they get that straightened out for Lisa's sake. And I don't even Lisa's steak. Lisa's, that's not the word. Oh my God. Sake. I hope they get that straightened out for Lisa's sake. And I don't even really care for her character that much, but I have compassion for her character. This Ashley and Eli thing, the non-binary guy or person. When you're a parent, you peep stuff. And just from being an adult and having more life experience, you peep stuff. And they knew that he was spending a lot of time at the house. He's kind of close to Ashley. Ashley had on a short skirt, right? Or too short for Uncle Phil's liking. He told her it was too short. He feels like it's too short. She got smart, talking about I don't dress for you or something. Like, what is wrong with her? Like, girl. See, back in the day, you may have been flying across the room saying that to certain parents, talking about I don't dress for your comfort and all this stuff. Then she gonna get smart when he told her to change. She gonna come out. This is the summertime now. She gonna come out there with a long sleeve sweater on and some long baggy pants. Like, come on. Well, we find out later on in the episode that Eli does like her. See, she thought it was just a friend thing. Because there was this one scene in this episode where they were both sitting on a chair, a pool chair together. And, there's space for both. And Vivian was like, she made a little gesture like, you can have your own chair. Like, and with her saying he's non-binary, it's like, okay, is his penis non-binary? Is his sperm non-binary? Because you hook up with him unprotectedly, guess what? You could still have a baby. You get what I'm saying? Like, I guess she's in her rebellious stage. She's in my get on my nerve stage as a viewer. But we're going to show Ashley some grace because she's young. And, when you're that age, you think you may not think you know it all, but you think you know enough. You think you know what's right all the time, and that's not the case, right? I don't think that'll ever be the case, to be honest with you. So, Uncle Phil ends up dropping Omar, which I figured that would happen because he basically... he was not willing to compromise on his venture, and it's like he's pretty much going from compassionate, this is for the community, to this is about money, this is about what I want to do. So at this point, Uncle Phil has no clients because Omar was his only client. Erica took all the clients. When he dropped Erica, all the clients she had went with her crew. So he has no clients as of right now. So we're going to see how that goes. But shout out to Uncle Phil. Uncle Phil for going that route, because there's a lot of people that would be like, look, I got to make money. I would understand it either way. I would understand it if he stuck with Omar. I can understand it that he dropped Omar. You see what I'm saying? Because sometimes it's just, it's like, I was trying to come up with a saying, but I can't think of one right now. So everybody knows that Amira is riding that white horse except for Carlton. Only reason why he finds out is because I think Will's phone was going off, and because Lisa told Will, and Will talked to Amira, and she got all, well, he's not gonna believe you and all this stuff. So Will told Carlton, because Carlton made him tell him right before their big, presentation. He froze up, and I'm just like, oh my God. Then he went out there when Will was bombing by himself. He finally went out there. Then, of course, we know she had an overdose at the end, dropped in the pool. They had to give her some Narcan, and she came back to life or whatever. I'm going to be honest. I don't know, it's going to sound so bad for me to say I wish she would have just went on to glory with the overdose. But her character is just bringing so much unnecessary. Like, girl, Carlton his folks just are coming to terms with the fact that he was on coke for a long time. He just got the doors back on his bedroom. You know what I'm saying? They're finally trusting him again. And here you are, his girlfriend. You've been in their home. You're with their son, and you back on the coke. And it's, you over here getting mouthy with Jackie, like you still new here. Why are you trying to show your loyalty for Lisa and Carlton by getting on Jackie? I don't know, but we'll see how Miss Thing does in the next episode. And last but not least, Jazz, because if you saw episode 7, he had his ski mask pulled up when the guy set the thing on fire. And they had surveillance cameras, so they have him in custody. So we'll see how this goes. I hate that, man. It's like, Jazz, why did you take off your ski mask? Everything is under surveillance nowadays. If you go anywhere, you are being filmed. So watch what you do, But anyways, y'all, I'm going to go here and watch episode 9. I'm going to try, if I don't go to sleep, I'm going to try to come back and do episode 9 and 10 so I can be all the way caught up with y'all. And I think that's the end of the season. They only do 10 episodes per season. And I don't know when they're coming back. Like I said, they usually come in February, but the writer's strike pushed it. And that's why it came late this year. But anyways, y'all, shout out to my 78 subscribers. Shout out to the rest of you that are not subscribed. But you can help me out. Push that subscribe button. Like, share, comment, all that good stuff. Peace and blessings unto you all. Until next time.